Rogers does as well.
1, 2, 3. Henry, stop counting.
Welcome back to the channel and on to the Tron trailer. So today's destination is recap station, as I will recap round 7 of Super Rugby Pacific. So grab your tickets, sit back and relax, as this will be an amazing ride! Toot toot! So this round was a mixture for me of 3 things: discipline, great forward interplay, and just some very lackluster moments by the away teams. Anyway, we've got a lot to discuss, so stay tuned as the Chiefs versus the Reds is coming soon. Wow. What a game to kick off the round, Ron. I was really impressed with both teams' forward packs, as they really shone in the first half, and particularly at scrum time, as they really pushed each other back in order to get penalties for their team, and it was really physical first up. However, once both teams had their opportunities, they capitalised on them, as it was really tit for tat in the first half, as it was really down to some phenomenal communication and just some superb interplay, and also the breakdown was really good as well. But once the second half got going, I don't know what happened to the Reds, as the Chiefs just went all over them. It was like I was watching Doomsday, but all over again. Honestly, some superb interplay and backs work, plus the forward setting the tone, was the catalyst for the Chiefs. I mean, I've never seen a Chiefs team be so fired up at half time and then go straight into it in the second half and just dominate. They were so good in a few key areas, but one key area was the line-out, as the line-out jumpers were just on fire, and the driving maul, oh my god, it was such a brilliant work, some brilliant work by the Chiefs, I mean. And I know it was wet conditions, and that's what really disappointed me. As guys, I had to switch off once in this one, as the wet conditions were just affecting the play, and I mean it was a fantastic game, but seriously, the weather definitely played a factor. Anyway, and the Chiefs reserves were just brilliant. Like Somersoni Tokyo to provide, they added leadership, experience, and just some all-round physical stuff. Like, as soon as those two came on, it was like good nightmares, to be honest. But I have to give it to the Reds. They did fight, but not quite enough, as the Chiefs were just too good. Anyway, MVP for this one, probably Luke Jacobson for his leadership. I mean, my God, did he lead with such determination. And he led by example, as, yeah, it was just really good to see him make crucial decisions at the right time and just gearing up his boys at the right time as well. He was pumped all game as he was gearing up his boys. Anyway, next game, Moana Pacifica versus the Waratahs. You thought that Chiefs versus Reds game was controlled! Well, this game was better in so many different ways, and it really had it all. I was really impressed with the Waratahs start, as they were really clinical out in the wider channels and just really caused some havoc out there. Honestly, there was so much space, I didn't know what I was watching. It was that awesome to see. And yeah, what also really impressed me was the Waratahs line-out and breakdown play, as they were really just devastating in those two areas. The line-out throwing was executed with such precision as well, and they were really in Moana's faces, and honestly, it was like someone had come in from the army and just told them what to do in those two key areas. It was just so awesome. They also really impressed me with their out of this world plays that I reckon Moana did not see coming, and yeah, it was just so good. Honestly, they were like magicians on the field. Sorry. And yeah, honestly, one play they were here and one play they were there. It was just so good. And yeah, but it was also really good to see them really execute some plays with excellent precision and determination. Honestly, I was so impressed, and by the time our time rolled around, Trons, I was thinking the Waratahs have got this. We've got an easy one here. But nope, Tana Umaga just told his boys to kick themselves up the backside and turn things around. And honestly, I think that was down to Adi Sabia as his decision making and his ability to take the ball on with such ease and barge through defenders and stuff was so good. And moves just started coming together for them. The lineout was a real issue for Moana in the first half, but that dramatically improved, and yeah, it was honestly so impressive. My favourite try though came when the Tonga connection partnered up. William Harvey saw some space and just kicked the ball, set up Patrick Pellegrini with such ease, and their connection was just so good. And their interplay between each phase of every minute of the second half was also one show, as that really caught my eye. One thing that really disappointed me though was the penalties, as each team considered one after the other. It was just so frustrating for me that I had to switch off. And not only that, but it was honestly not so good for me to see the referee get involved, and yeah, it was just so frustrating. But anyway, hopefully Moana can improve going in, or can take this momentum and improve the game next week, as they've got a big challenge up against the Blacks. One word to describe the Drua versus Crusaders game: Drawn's domination. I was really impressed with the Crusaders from their kickoff, as their communication really caught my eye. Honestly, moves were coming together like cheesecake with strawberries in it. It was just so cool to see, and everyone was singing off the same song sheet. But what really caught my eye was the driving maul, as that proved really effective. Why? Because it was just used to perfection, as I love the way the Crusaders transitioned from the line out to that area. It was just so awesome, and so I guess I was out of my own world with what I was seeing. It was just perfectly timed, and the forwards just charged from the line and just kept on pushing until it unfortunately collapsed. But I was really impressed with the determination on their faces, and particularly on the edges as well with Tracy Hagi and Mega Springer. Honestly, one time they were there, the other time they were gone. They were just like magicians on the field, and they honestly made me think, where's that guy gone? It was just so brilliant, and the interplay between the backs was just perfect. The combination of Noah Hoffman and Taha Kimura, they led the team with such calmness around the pack. And yeah, it was just so good to see. Another thing which really caught my eye, and this happened basically throughout the match, was the defense of the Crusaders. Every time they were just pouncing on the Drua and just were executing turnover after turnover. It was just so awesome. And they basically cancelled the Drua out in all areas of the game. It was just perfect. And I was really impressed with just the way they were able to see their opposite number and just take them on with such ease. It was just so awesome. And I honestly thought the Crusaders were absolutely putting poison on the Fijians. Their defensive performance was that good. But it basically continued from there. I was also really impressed with the forwards at scrum time, as they really took the Drua pack on and just murdered them. They pushed them back and just kept on going until they could concede or they got the penalty. It was just so good. The Drua had their opportunities but couldn't capitalise on them thanks to the stunning defence of the Crusaders. And MVP for this one was as well Jordan. He had another great game and just went crazy, along with Tracy Hagi and make a springer. But ultimately, he was incredible. So yeah. Next game, Blues versus Hurricanes. Absolute bloodbath are the words I'd use to describe the Blues versus Hurricanes match. Trons, honestly, I was really impressed with both teams and seemed to bring the physicality first up, as it really, really was so awesome to see the two sides dig into each other, particularly at scrum time. Their ability to push and push until the other team just collapsed was brilliant, and just the integrity on the faces to not back down in the scrum was just awesome. And I was really impressed with the pick and go scenarios, as they were just exceptional. Every time the forwards carried, it was like a little person had just been squashed. Honestly, they were just on point with their carries, and I'm talking from both teams here, not just one. Yeah, and I was also really impressed with the meters that were made, as each team just took on their defenders and made meters with such determination. And sure, it may have not eventuated, but the opportunities that each team had was just endless. The defense was also another thing. I just could not comprehend it. Like, it seemed that everything was set for each team, but the defense eyed them like a hawk and just shut them down. It was just so impressive. And to be quite truthful, Trons, it was some of the best phases I've seen from both attacking teams in my history of watching rugby. I really enjoyed it so much. And not only that, but when the defense finally did break, the teams really took it, as the willingness to just help each other out and get over the line was just on show, as they really, really were determined to take it to one another. And yeah, to be honest, I just could not believe what I was watching. And the penalty turnover rate was just absolutely immense, as one player from both sides just really got over the ball, and that was Isaiah Walker from the Hurricanes, and basically every forward from the Blues. They were just so clinical in the turnover area and just executed it with such perfection. And the lineouts were just awesome, as every time the teams went at it, one team would just bollock and go be able to go the extra mile to get position and be able to spread out the backs. It was just really awesome. Not many tries, which was what really disappointed me, but hey, I'll take a good physical game over a high try scoring one, that's for sure. Next game, the Highlanders up against the Western Force. This game was a brilliant watch. I was really impressed with the Highlanders' ability to just make something from nothing, and their ability to just make the Force look like fools, particularly on attack, was just brilliant. Every attacking move was just a piece of cake, and it was just beautiful to see. And not only that, but I was particularly impressed with the back three. Jonah Nariki had some really good carries, and also had some spectacular touches. Caleb Tangitao, while I didn't see much of him, he was just going crazy on defense, and yeah, it was just awesome to see. And just their ability to create havoc out on the edges, both of them were just brilliant. And Sam Gilbert, oh my god, he was the glue to the stew, as he just created outstanding play after outstanding play. He was absolutely killing it in the backfield, and just really awesome. And not only do I have praise for him, but I've pretty much got praise for the whole backline, as in the first kind of 20 minutes, they were just going crazy. Tomasi Tavatavanawa and Thomasu Wanga Jensen were just setting the tone and just really, really killing it. So, and Nathan Hasty really called the shots in this one. He really guided the backline in my opinion, and his little sniping ability was just perfect. The forwards were not too shabby, as I just really think I nailed it in one area. That was at line-out time, although one thing's for certain, the discipline certainly started to creep in once or twice, as the scrummaging was just not up to my expectations. But yeah, the Force really nailed them in that area, and just were not backing down when the Highlanders made a push. They would push them back like they were just little minions. And not after the 20th minute, the Highlanders just stepped off the fucking gas. I'm sorry, Trons, for that language, by the way. But yeah, it was just not. I was really disappointed. I mean, really good play by the Force. They really nailed them in the line-out in the second half, but Carlo Tosano, man, he is just the leader when it comes to the breakdown and the turnover and stuff. He really led them in the attacking phases too. And yeah, the backs really got unleashed. Ben Donaldson, oh my god, what a performance. Nick White, I mean, he's there or thereabouts. But,
Nick White.
He's just not a big, really good player in my opinion. Other than that though, the centres were really good. Harry Potter and Dylan Peach were just on the Highlanders all the second half and just really caused some havoc. Well, George Pullman, I mean, really stepped up. My MVP for this one is, ironically, the man, the myth, the absolute legend, Carlo Tosano. He really led the forward pack in the whole match. From phase attack to just being a menace on defence, and the Highlanders just could not contain him. So yeah, with that being said though, another thing to mention is the Highlanders were just not up for it. I mean, how good are the Force forward pack, man? They are just really really awesome. Anyway, that will do it for my Round 8 Super Rugby recap. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, and share, and also do all that malarkey as well while you're down there. And yeah, I'll see you later. Good job.